Adesso parleremo invece di un argomento un po' più leggero. Chiederemo come si trova effettivamente in Italia quando è in giro per i concerti e qual è il suo modo di vivere anche l'italianità quando è in Italia. So, Sarah, when you stay in Italy for a concert or for travel, how do you feel Italian style?
Well, Italy has been very good to me. I've been coming here since I was 20 years old. I'm now 67, so that's 47 years of a love affair that I have had with Italy. I first came to sing in an Italian rock band, and we supported Gianna Nini in 1979.
Benvenuti lettori di Domanipress in questo nostro nuovo appuntamento nel nostro salotto digitale. Io quest'oggi sono davvero molto onorato e felice di avere qui con noi una grande ospite internazionale, una voce jazz, la più importante voce jazz del panorama musicale britannico, è qui con noi la mitica Sarah Jane Morris. Hi Sarah, how are you?
Hello there. Good to meet you here.
Sono davvero felice di avere qui con noi Sarah Jane Morrison oggi perché parleremo con lei di un nuovo album intitolato Sisterhood, un album che va a ripercorrere le carriere, le voci, le grandi voci delle donne che nel tempo hanno calcato appunto i più grandi palchi internazionali come Amy Winehouse, come Billie Holiday, come Nina Simone e che assolutamente Sarah Jane Morris, una voce profonda e un'anima libera, è riuscita assolutamente a ritrasformare. Quindi volevo proprio chiedere se questa trasformazione è solamente una scelta artistica o anche una scelta diremmo quasi politica di girl power. Sarah, Sisterhood is the new album. So it's a tribute or also a political statement.
Well, I think I am the writer of the human story.
Mhm.
So it's impossible to avoid what is happening in the world and not find a way of bringing it into a project that I'm doing. So all of these women that I have written about use their platform to
Mhm.
do something good, something which has a social conscience. And what I've done in two of the songs that I've written about, particularly in Sisterhood 2, is I've taken the song I've written for Tracy Chapman, and her chorus is very much a song for today. The lyrics are, I can hear Jesus weeping
Yeah.
as all around us break their word. A ragged remnant of a love song flitters like a wounded bird. Is that the dove of peace I see in the gutter, not the sky? Pity us and pity those who cannot hear those children cry. So that's very definitely about the wars that are happening. We see the most terrible imagery and we hear the news of how many children are being slaughtered. In the name of what? In the name of what? For the song for Joan Baez, Joan Baez has been a pacifist all of her life, and she's still very much out there standing up for what she believes in. But she went to prison, as did her husband, for refusing the draft to Vietnam. And she must be wondering what on earth is happening all over again. So we had to use her song once again to show her journey and to show that peace is the only way. I mean, if women were in charge, we'd be in a very different world to the one that we're in now.
But in this travel with this woman, you can discover about yourself a particularity, a particular storytelling, or a different approach about the art or the voice.
I mean, in this project, it calls on everything I've ever learnt. Tony Remy, who I've written the album with, is a phenomenal guitarist, but he also plays many instruments. And because we have written the life story of these singers that I've chosen, plus plus the music, we have used everything that Tony and I know about music. We have used every reference we've ever had in this project. We've written 21 songs about 21 female singer-songwriters that changed popular music. We know about the men. Men are always in the history books. Women are not. And these women, why I think they're so important is they're not only great songwriters and singers, but they have understood their platform and they have used it for the better good. That's why I've chosen these women. But there are many more to write about. But it stretches me. Everything I do, I like to push myself. I always work with musicians that are world class. Mm-hmm. And that stretches you. It makes you write different music. I always write with other people, and Tony Remy is my perfect writing partner.
About the women in this album, there are Amy Winehouse, there are Sinead O'Connor. Why is it still too relevant in this period?
Okay, so in the first album, Volume 1 of the Sisterhood, I saw it as the passing of the torch from a generation to a generation. Mm-hmm. Starting with Bessie Smith, it finished with Kate Bush, who was 1 year older than me. So in my head, she passes the torch to me. For this second volume, I've carried on writing about the women that shape popular music. Sinead O'Connor was a very brave singer-songwriter. Yeah. She became world famous, obviously covering the song of Prince, Nothing Compares to You. But she was a great songwriter, and what she was also doing was she was growing into becoming a protest singer. But the music industry was making a huge amount of money out of her being a pop singer. It didn't want that transformation. It was scared of that side of Sinead O'Connor. But she was brave enough to, the photograph of the Pope that she tore up was the photograph that was on her mother's wall. It wasn't just to make that point of the corruption within the church. It was also exorcising her mother. She had a very difficult childhood. Her mother died in a car accident before Sinead was famous. Sinead talks about, in her autobiography, she talks about how she's forgiven her mother and how she looks forward to being in heaven to look after her mother. And so what we did was we wrote a song as if it was the tale of Ovid, as if it was metamorphosis. And we metamorphosize her and her mother as birds. They meet by an imaginary lake. They hear each other. They cannot heal each other, but they hear each other. And this is the ending we wanted to have. And with that song, we wrote the music with Alessandro Quarta, the wonderful violinist in Lecce. So the music came first and then the lyrics for that song. But we've written it like it was a Celtic ballad. Amy Winehouse died far too young. Yeah. 27 years old. She didn't influence me because she's much younger than me. And she will always be much younger than me, I know, because she's died. But she inspired me. I loved the fact that she told her truth in song. Mm-hmm. What I was very disappointed about by the press, by the film that was made about her, by the documentary, is that people just dwell on the downward spiral, like they did with Princess Diana. Yeah, it's just the negative. Whereas where she was at when she died, she had met someone new. He was a filmmaker. She was talking about getting married. She was talking about babies. She was looking forward to a whole new chapter of her life. But unfortunately, because she had so ravaged her body with drink and drugs over the years, she was so tiny at this point. Just drinking, having given up, but drinking that night killed her. She didn't intend to go. Yeah. She had so much to live for. And I think it's just so disappointing that nobody's really latched on to that. We just latched on to the negative. But as a songwriter, she was one of the best. She was a great songwriter.
Another question about this particular life, Amy Winehouse or other. The music in general now is still a tool for real activism in the world or not. We
I
can.
think it's always been a tool. And every now and again, somebody gets it absolutely right, and it really does do some good. You've had the brave Bruce Springsteen, who's always been speaking his truth. He was the one who came out and wrote his anti-Trump song. I've just recently written an anti-war song. I don't mention him by name, but it's very obvious that I'm talking about Trump. I think it's very important to use our platforms to write songs about these times. We need to stand and put our head above the pulpit and be brave, because we need to march. We need to say, no, this is not who we are. We are human beings. We all have red blood, whether we are straight, gay, black, white. We are all brothers and sisters, and this is not how the world should be. We should have learned. Shouldn't we have learned from the 30s? How come we are here in nearly 100 years later? You have a whole nation that is confused and thinks that it loves someone that's similar to Hitler.
Yeah, it's the same. So
So I think it's very relevant. I've always written about what I see around me in the world, and this is no difference. Yes, I will use my platform to write and to speak about the atrocities that I see around me, and it is an important tool.
Adesso parleremo invece di un argomento un po' più leggero. Chiederemo come si trova effettivamente in Italia quando è in giro per i concerti e qual è il suo modo di vivere anche l'italianità quando è in Italia. So, Sarah, when you stay in Italy for a concert or for travel, how do you feel Italian style?
Well, Italy has been very good to me. I've been coming here since I was 20 years old. I'm now 67, so that's 47 years of a love affair that I have had with Italy. I first came to sing in an Italian rock band, and we supported Giannini in 1979. And, I came back with the Communards. That was a success. I came back and wrote that song, which I duetted with the wonderful Riccardo Cocciante. I then I supported Simply Red, and I was accepted as if I was a double bill, not a support act. I've been on most of the Italian TV programs. The press have been kind to me, but the public accept me for who I am. I change all the time. The music I bring to the table is always different. And some people have a problem with that in other countries, but in Italy, they love the challenge of it, and they don't judge me. My audience in Italy are fantastic. They're intelligent, and they seem to love the fact that I am different, but that I'm brave enough, and that I don't care what I look like. I think there's a freedom in that, and I have a lot of men and women telling me that I give them the courage to be different.
Another question. You have wrote a famous song in Italy, Se stiamo insieme, with Riccardo Cocciante. Do you remember what you represent today, this song?
Yes, it's a wonderful song. I mean, Riccardo Cocciante is a fantastic songwriter, but he's also a wonderful singer. He has this chocolate voice, and it's a long time ago now, but it was a fantastic experience to duet with him. Now, I gather he is 80 this year, and he is still he can still sing, do everything. He's kept very fit and well. And I'd love to think that in his 80th year, I could sing with him again. So I'd love the message to get out there to him that Sarah Jane is waiting for the call. I would love to come and sing with Riccardo again. But Sanremo is, it's an interesting thing. I love the fact that it celebrates Italian song. Italian song is, more than any other country, is based on melody. It has to be strong with melody. And that's a wonderful thing. When Riccardo asked me to do this song with him in Sanremo, I said I didn't want to do a translation. I wanted to write my own lyrics. And he said I could. And at that time, my first husband, I am writing that song across the water. This love comes to you.
Yeah, it's like a travel with the heart. So, io ringrazio davvero tanto Sarah Jane Morris per essere stata qui con noi nel nostro salotto di Domanipress. Veramente un grandissimo regalo da un artista internazionale davvero così grande. Ricordo ancora una volta il suo ultimo album che è Sisterhood. Trovate anche tutte quante le date in descrizione, quindi sarà anche in Italia, ci saranno delle date dedicate in Italia. E come sempre parafrasiamo sempre il titolo del nostro magazine. Noi ci chiamiamo Domanipress e chiediamo a tutti quanti i nostri ospiti come vedono il domani, quali sono le loro speranze e le loro paure. So, Sarah, the last question for the magazine Domanipress. We call it Domanipress. It's a future experience. So,
Yes.
how do you feel the future? There is a sentence or a particular thing about this place.
What our possible future?
Yeah.
I think our strength and our chance of survival is to be aware of community more than never before. That we need to know who our neighbor is. We need to care who they are. We need to be involved in trying to make our own community work. We need to put our time in, our love in, and that way we will be able to look after each other no matter what comes at us, whether it be the realities of climate change or a world at war, which we don't know what we're quite up against, because these crazy leaders that have this power are just playing with all of our lives. They don't care about us at all. We are nothing to them. But we must be something to each other. And I think it's by being part of a community and making that community work, that's our future.
E speriamo davvero, insomma, che tutti quanti possiamo in qualche modo lavorare, chi con l'arte, chi con la musica, ognuno facendo il suo proprio pezzettino per rendere questo futuro, come dicevi giustamente tu, sempre più luminoso. Io ringrazio davvero tanto Sarah Jane Morris per essere stata qui con noi. Ricordo a tutti quanti i lettori di inserire mi piace sulla campanella in basso per essere sempre aggiornati su tutte quante le attività del Salotto di Domanipress. E noi c'è anche la nostra sigla che è Sologoodvibes, ascoltala anche tu Sara, e anche qui un monito a guardare il futuro con leggerezza e con fiducia, e noi ci vediamo come sempre alla prossima. Ciao a tutti!
Ciao, alla prossima!
Ehi tu dimmi come stai, nel caso non hai 4G wifi, sta iniziando una puntata e tu lo sai, Domanipress dimmi che ci stai. Ehi tu dimmi come stai, nel caso non hai 4G wifi, l'indirizzo lo conosci puoi cliccarlo dai, Domanipress dimmi se ci stai. Guardiamo al futuro ma sicuro parliamo, commenti che giuro guardano lontano.
Domanipress, come vedi il domani, ti prego parliamone senza stress, andiamo avanti seguendo i piani. Quali sono le tue speranze per il futuro? Io spero che ce ne sia uno. Domanipress è il miglior canale per ascoltare, tu iscriviti, non te ne pentirai, te lo assicuro. Domanipress, Domanipress, Domanipress.